Did you know Britain could be facing up to a £30 billion clean-up bill to clean up its rivers and drinking water?
A waterborne disease has been detected. Is this the 1800s?
I made videos discussing this topic before it hit the news, yeah? The water here in the UK is dirty. I remember being a kid and my mum telling me, don't drink tap water, we're going to boil the water. And I used to always think it was weird then.
A couple of weeks ago, I sent an email to South East Water asking for evidence that the water was safe to drink. I also asked about the chemicals that's in the water, any sort of evidence, any testing that they've done recently, and I've had absolutely no response.
It has this weird buildup at the bottom, and I think it's probably from the hard water. But I've tried washing it, it won't go away, and it's just a little concerning.
High water bills, murky taps and constant supply issues. What's actually going on? Like so many problems in the UK, it feels like we're paying more and getting less in return. Let's dive into some of the biggest water problems across the UK.
I'm not the only one that saw that. Oh my god. Oh my god! What is actually happening? Guys, the water is brown or am I tripping? Let's see. I'm not the only one that saw that. Oh my god. Oh my god! What is actually happening? Guys, the water is brown or am I tripping? Let's see. I'm not the only one that saw that. Oh my god. Oh my god! What is actually happening? Guys, the water is brown or am I tripping? Let's see. I'm not the only one that saw that. Oh my god. Oh my god! What is actually happening? Guys, the water is brown or am I tripping? Oh my god. Oh my god!
Where are we?
We're in the land of poo.
Ugh. Greetings, oh covered in poo people.
Some rivers face pollution, causing occasional fish deaths and poor water quality.
Did you know Britain could be facing up to a £30 billion clean-up bill to clean up its rivers and drinking water? This is due to pharmaceuticals being in the water systems, such as synthetic hormones, contraceptive pills, and plus many others. If we don't act now, then things are only going to get worse.
Hosepipe bans feel pointless when water is wasted through leaking pipes. UK faces growing water shortages as demand rises and infrastructure lags behind.
The UK has a growing water problem. Ironically, in a country where it does basically nothing except rain, there's going to be a future water shortage. And the country hasn't built a new reservoir since 1992. From then until now, the population has increased to almost 70 million people. This growth is most concentrated in England, which is the part of the country that's expected to experience the worst water scarcity, and ironically receives some of the least rainfall. In fact, a lot of England's water is brought up from underground. New schemes have been put forward to transfer water into this area. But why is the UK becoming water stressed to begin with? Well, demand for water seems to be increasing exponentially. Meanwhile, government investment in water retaining infrastructure seems to have lagged very far behind. Now, the government is planning to invest £500 million into helping to alleviate this problem. While local authorities are also being encouraged to ask people to reduce their water consumption. Austerity really isn't a very functional strategy, and the UK has potential. The construction of infrastructure to prevent this problem is possible. However, if nothing is done, the UK, and in particular England, is in store for a very interesting 21st century.
Some people might be surprised where their water actually comes from.
No, seriously, what is this place?
This is heaven.
Ugh. Brother, ugh. What's that? What's that, brother?
Hard water in your tap makes even tea a challenge. Hard tap water everywhere. Does it bother you or just part of life?
I'm an American that's new to the UK. I've been doing a series about finding the best tea, and I have a bit of a problem. My kettle just looks weird. Hold on, I'm gonna show you guys. It has this weird like buildup at the bottom, and I think it's probably from the hard water. But I've tried washing it, it won't go away, and it's just a little concerning. I don't know if there's like a hard water buildup thing you can use on kettles, but I'm worried because I love my kettle and I don't want to ruin it. And I know those hard water buildup removers can be really damaging. I don't know. So if you have any advice on how to fix that, please let me know. Also, can we just talk about hard water for a second? I saw when I was shopping for teas online that there are teas that say like this tea is for hard water. So should I try teas that are for hard water? Does it make a difference?
She requested water quality evidence and the company didn't respond at all.
I just wanted to share with you guys that a couple of weeks ago, I sent an email to South East Water asking for evidence that the water was safe to drink. I also asked about like the chemicals that's in the water, like any sort of evidence, any testing that they've done recently, and I've had absolutely no response. Here's what I wrote. I mean, if that doesn't send alarm bells, then I don't know what will. Clearly, our water is not safe to drink. Therefore, why should we pay for it?
UK tap water appears increasingly unsafe, with contamination worries becoming clear.
The waterborne disease has been detected. Is this the 1800s? I
made videos discussing this topic before it hit the news, yeah? The water here in the UK is dirty. I remember being a kid and my mum telling me, don't drink tap water, we're going to boil the water. And I used to always think it was weird then. Like, I'm born in 1990. We're not born in the 1800s. And to be honest, even all that stuff is a lie. They probably had better water than us, yeah? And the people who came in to then start charging for water are the reason why the water's gone so bad. The thing that gets me is the people who are in charge and are telling us, breaking news, you need to boil your water, you need to be careful and all this and that because they found this disease. They're the same people, yeah, that are supposed to be putting our money in to the company that's supposed to clean that water. And as I said, the water, it's not been clean for the longest time. Like, it really ain't. Like, we've made jokes about it, but now, seriously, people are getting sick just from drinking water. Like, we don't live in a third world country, people. We live in the UK. Like, this should not be a thing. Like, you should be able to drink from your tap and be safe. Like, this is madness. This is just another thing to add to the list of why the guy in charge needs to go, yeah? It's just obvious now he needs to go. We've got someone who's in charge of us, yeah, that doesn't even know how to look after themselves clearly because the water in the UK is dirty. That means it affects him too, yeah? So with all the money that he has, yeah, like he's probably paying for water filters and all these things for his home and stuff, yeah, forgetting that the average person can't afford that.
So I've seen a lot of things about bad water in Britain. So I decided to look for myself. I can see bits in the water.
Yo. Fuck's sake, let me demonstrate how we're detonating.
Don't drink tap water.
Just say on this day I will play.
This may be old news, but £15 compensation for affected residents is still ridiculous.
I just want you to hear how ridiculous this is. Southwest Water, the company responsible for the faulty valve which has caused the cryptosporidium outbreak in Devon, have offered £15 in compensation for affected residents, which then rose by a further £100 because the company apparently recognised the severity of this incident. I think offering £15 as initial compensation is absolutely ridiculous.
So guys, I don't know if you knew about what's going on with Northern Ireland Water. I didn't, and this information definitely needs shared because our government needs to be accountable for where they are spending this money and why they are not spending it in the right places to develop our areas. They just want to overrun our areas more without actually thinking about the infrastructure.
Most people overlook old lead pipes. Here's how to identify them quickly.
It's a quick check to see if your water service pipe is lead. Check the pipe where water enters your house. Lead pipes are grey in colour, however when you scratch it slightly, it turns into shiny silver. Also, look for any bulging joints, which is very unique for lead pipe. Now if you find lead, do not panic, because your water company might replace it all for free of charge. Your water company is responsible for all pipes outside of your property boundary. So they will remove all of them, PE, and connect it to the water main. However, you are responsible for all pipe inside your property boundary. Now some water companies offer a further grant of £500 to get a local plumber and renew the water pipes inside your property boundary. Now this means your entire water supply could be lead-free for little to no cost at all.
I may not be a smart man, but I know something's fucked up when I see it.
If your water meter runs when unused, you could be overcharged.
After I defrost the van, I turn up at this investigation. The internal stopcock doesn't isolate. But British Gas have fitted this device, which isolates the water. Now on to the leak detection investigation. I'll check that that switch actually isolates the water. The homeowner's water bills have increased from £60 a month to £500. You can see that flashing wheel there on the water meter is indicating water usage when I've turned off the internal supply. There's a leak between the internal stopcock and this water meter, and I'm hoping the leak's not under this bush. Sometimes on an older supply pipe, the roots from a bush or a tree can cause leaks. I want to confirm that the water meter is reading correctly. So I carry out isolation pressure testing. You can see the drop there, indicating that there's a leak between the 2 points. The pressure wasn't very high in the first place. I'll cordon off my work area and I'll start the leak detection investigation.
What do you think should change to improve the state of water in the UK? Are there solutions that could make a real difference for households and communities? If you found this video useful, make sure to like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments.